was driving down the road.
We have our associate producer, Mike Cantor, listening in on our scanner traffic, keeping us updated, making sure if there's anything happening that we get to know it. So big ups to, hold on for a second. Let me show this. What is this? First of all, let me show that horse.
That's a horse.
Well, no. Okay.
That looks like a barn.
That's not just a barn. That is a major stable, whatever that is.
That looks like a type of place where my niece goes to do her equestrian stuff.
So we're Wind Hollow Road.
Sorry, guys. I shouldn't have closed out my live. I didn't realize there was a press conference coming.
Wild Goose Chase kind of seems like it, doesn't it, huh? And honestly, we're not going anywhere in particular. We're just kind of driving around. We're listening.
I don't know if they got them or not.
Traffic.
They're having a press conference early this morning. But we're back. Something told me not to close that live down. You know, it's usually a 2-hour live. I killed it at an hour.
Pretty soon it's.
And I just wish I wouldn't.
Pretty soon we may not even be able to be driving around. There's no sense of be driving around roads. There's nothing to show.
But this reporter's doing a full JLR. Tell me you're not. What reporter do you know takes us driving around?
Chester County.
It's only after freaking JLR tags the community. They're like, oh, well, we got some work. We need to get out here in our cars and go drive around. Get them views.
So as, you know, just to recap for the couple thousand people that are watching on YouTube, others that are watching on Facebook, I appreciate you tuning in here. So just let me give you a little recap on kind of what we know of the kind of full day of events. As I'm getting text here. Got it. Again, getting my producer Mike giving me some information. Thanks, Mike. So let's just kind of start from the beginning. We're on day 12 of the manhunt for Danelo Cavalcante. My name is Chris O'Connell. I'm coming to you live. It is 7:21 Eastern Time. Coming to you from East Nantmeal Township, Chester County. This is the last place where Danelo Cavalcante was seen. He was last seen or last confirmed being inside a stolen van, which he reported stolen from Chester County, about a mile from where he escaped from 12 days ago.
We're on day 13. I'm trying to get a different feed app, but I can't, because that's a little bit of an older feed, but I've got other feeds.
Okay, so Aaron Sachs, my videographer, was telling me he was here yesterday. I was not. He was telling me where we just passed is where there was an intense search yesterday. Again, look at some of these fields. Look at some of this. What I saw with the first thing that struck me out here wasn't only the woods, and plenty of wide open spaces too.
He's got a freaking care on top of his vehicle. We need to outfit freaking. We need to be outfitted with this stuff. This is kind of cool.
You know, vacant, or you would think are vacant, like these just little structures that you would think would be easy hiding spot or easy to get in, you know, from the elements, or it's just simply to hide.
Trying to find something. Like nothing.
Give us, you know, bandwidth out here is not great. So if you hear static or the
we have all these people on the ground, and I can't find one good feed that is that we can kind of tap into right now. But we do have I do have the feed for the press conference, so we're set to go for the press conference, and that's going to be at 9:30. So we have about an hour and 10 minutes to kill before that press conference comes on. But here's all the information that we know so far. Okay, I'm just going to give you a rundown. Let me get my piece of paper back up here. This is what we know so far. I'm just going to read it, just as I've got it typed out. I'm going to read it. Timeline: August 31st. Cavalcante is seen on jail surveillance video escaping from Chester County Prison. The video showed him crab walking between two walls in an exercise yard, placing his hand on one wall and his feet on another wall and shimmying up out of view, said the prisoner's acting warden, Howard Holland. Cavalcante then ran across the roof, scaled another fence, and got through razor wire, Holland said. September 1st, Ryan Drummond, who lives in the township where the prison is located, said Cavalcante got into his Pocopson Township home and took food before leaving. September 2nd, Cavalcante was spotted on surveillance video about 1.5 miles from the prison, authorities say. September 4th, so we have no entry for September 3rd that I could find. I'll do some research and see if I can get more of a understanding of what happened on September 3rd. That's one of the dates that I'm missing. September 4th, authorities said a security camera recorded the fugitive at Longwood Gardens, about 3 miles from the prison. So that was 4 days. In 4 days, they are alleging that he was only able to get a total of 3 miles in that 4 days. So on Tuesday, an area resident reported seeing Cavalcante in a creek bed on the resident's property, Bevin said. I'm wondering, listen, guys, the creek beds and stuff like that, I keep wondering, is that where he's hiding? If he's sleeping in trees and hiding in the waters, because if he can stay still during the day and he has a way to breathe underwater, then he could stay underwater. I don't know how good that is for skin, but he could technically do that. I don't know. But he was found in a creek bed, so he could have been washing, relieving himself, doing something. We don't know. That happened on Tuesday. Wednesday, a trail cam image showed Cavalcante in or around Longwood Gardens, but official learned about the sighting Thursday evening, according to Bevins. So even though he was seen in Longwood Gardens on Wednesday, it wasn't relayed to law enforcement until Thursday. We don't really have an entry for Thursday, and on Fridays, authority reported 2 sightings of Cavalcante within the search area. The area encompassed Longwood Gardens. So Saturday morning, we were all expecting to wake up and he was going to be caught. And then we learned that Saturday, around 9:52 p.m. local time, he went to the home of the first acquaintance, where he was seen on the doorbell video camera. That's the updated footage, or the updated images we had of Cavalcante, where he had the clean shaved face. And the great thing about that is he it gave that Ring doorbell had great images. It wasn't grainy. It was very detailed, very defined, and quite frankly, a little concerning, because he went from looking like a grown man to looking like a teenage boy. And with his height only being 5 foot, he's going to look like a young kid. People are going to mistake him for being a kid, not an escaped inmate, convicted of at least 1 first-degree murder charge, 1 homicide he's at least convicted of here in the States. So he then went to the home of another work associate about 10:07 p.m. in Phoenixville area. They didn't say, and then they said Sunday he stole, the van was found abandoned. So when did he steal the van? I didn't put that in here. So it appears that he stole the van. They didn't find it until Sunday. And he went to a home in the Phoenixville area on 1007, which is further away from Longwood Gardens. So if he was in this area, okay, so he stole the van. He stole the van from Longwood Gardens at 10 o'clock, and they didn't find it until the next morning at 10:40 in Notmill, I think is the pronunciation, the right pronunciation of it. Let me see. Let me read some of your comments. Sorry, my face has not been on the chat. So let me just go through it. Phoenix Rising, thank you for being here, love. Mike, nice to see you. Skittles, good morning. Mama Bear 10. Oh, it's nice to see you, love bug. Hindsight 2020. Nadine, did they get him? Fall asleep during the excitement? I don't know. And I think I did answer you coming in. I don't know yet, but listen, this is what we've learned. And I reported it on the first live here on the Bullhorn Betty channel just this morning. We went live and I was starting to do some research, and then it's like, oh crap, we have a press conference. So I went live again. That's how this whole thing ended up. I should have just kept the one live open, but I digress. But what we learned overnight is that he acquired a firearm. Okay, guys? He acquired a firearm. He was at a residence. The owner shot his firearm in the direction of Cavalcante. It is now learned that Cavalcante has a rifle with a scope on it. About, I don't know, an hour and a half ago, before I signed off of the first live, we learned that there was an ambulance heading back to the address on, let me get the map up. I still have it up somewhere. Hold on here. Where the hell's my map? So let me pause this little video here so we don't lose where we're at. And let me just change the screen just ever so slightly. Okay, so here we go. And so in this box right here is kind of their new search perimeter right here. And this is between, I've got it right here, Ridge Road, Coventryville Road, and Daisy Point Road. So that kind of boxes that in that area. We learned, let me get over to the Twitter, that, is the right one, that at about an hour ago, it was stated that there was an ambulance heading to 3500 block of Coventryville Road, which again, like I had said, is inside of this box here, okay? So I'm not sure if this press conference is just giving us an update. We received a press conference yesterday, I want to say around 2 or 2:30. I can't remember the exact date or time. But 2 or 2:30. And this is, I don't know how long this particular press conference in advance it was scheduled, or if this was just recently scheduled. But in light of this ambulance coming to the area that I just showed you is kind of their new area of search. It could be good news, guys. It could be a lot of the same, you know, we're hot on his trail, you know, whatever. It might just be an update because maybe people are concerned that he now has this rifle and he really is truly armed and dangerous. They know for a fact he is armed and dangerous. We don't know what's going to come out of their mouth. I can tell you that there is a lot of moving parts in this, and there is a lot of information that has just happened between last night and this morning that a number of the things they could be talking about at this press conference. So I'm really unsure what to expect from this press conference. All I know is we're going to be able to watch it, digest it, and then of course we're going to have commentary. I'm praying that we're going to hear that ambulance was for this guy. They got him. He's, you know, either dead or heading back to prison. You know, that's what I think that's what we all would like to hear. You know, of course, that's naturally what we'd like to hear. But I don't know. I don't know if that is what we're going to hear. So we'll just check it out. So let's just see press conference. See if anybody has Cavalcante press conference feed right now. I can't imagine they do. They're probably still setting up, because it's going to be an hour away, and it usually takes them a little minute to set up anything. But we'll be on here. So I just figured this will give you guys a preview. This particular journalist drove all over the area not meal yesterday, and I figured, you know, his imagery is just amazing. So why not just, you know, give you guys a little idea of what the roads are like out there at the time being. You know, it's just something for you guys to get a lay of the land. These roads in the area, as you can see, there's a lot of trees, guys. There's a lot of trees. This area here that he's going through is a little more open than some of the area that I had previously seen in some of the videos. But if I can, I'd like to bring up some of Nick the Hat's images. I mean, his images are a little more grainy, but he's like right out there in the action where law enforcement and everything else is. So, Nadine, getting back to you, you didn't miss, you missed a lot, but we all did. We all did. So we're all getting kind of caught up on the on what's going to be happening here. Let's see here. Good morning, Mama Shell Bell. It's nice to see you. So glad Buddy's up. I've been glued to this for 24 hours. I know. I think we all have. I went to sleep and I woke up. I've been having a hard time. It's been really weird. I've been waking up at like midnight, like literally midnight, and wide awake too. Not like just, you know, groggy. Well, I guess some of the times it's been groggy, but it seems like around 12:30 I wake up. And I can't go back to sleep. And I don't go back to sleep until like 4. And it's been like this for, I want to say back to back, at least 4 or 5 days. And so last night, even though I woke up at midnight, I went right back to sleep last night. And I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. And I finally felt normal this morning. But this last week, this last 5 days, I've had a weird sleep pattern. I don't know what's going on. I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, you know what? That's been happening to me too. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Oh, well. They're gathering for today's hunts, dogs as well. He's not caught. So Susie Sue, I trust I know you keep your ears to the ground. So that helps explain some of it. So, you know, unfortunately, it doesn't sound like we're going to be hearing that they've caught the SOB and he's going back to prison. You know, I think that's what we all want. We're all waiting. We're waiting. I don't know one person here that is not waiting for this animal to get off the streets. This type of person scares any of us, you know, and knowing that this man that had, I mean, look at his survival skills. Holy smokes. Yeah. If I ever get convicted of murder, you never know. You know, we are on YouTube right now. I'm just joking. I'm just satire. But if I ever get convicted of murder and I escape from prison, God grant me the survival skills of this man. Seriously, God grant me the survival skills of this man. I don't. This is interesting. I mean, the case itself is, you know, sad. Obviously, he's in prison because somebody, a beautiful mom, lost her life. Okay, a beautiful mom, and hurt in front of her two small children. I just can't express the frustration. Give me just a second. Presser is also on Chester DA. Okay. Do you want? Thank you, Trish. Yeah, we will. I will have to try. I'll check into that. Yeah, actually, that might be something interesting. Let's see. I might have. I think I might already have an account, to be honest with you. But let me just look. How are we doing? Let me turn that volume back on while I'm looking for something. Sorry, I don't want to keep you guys bored or anything.
Enforcement that's in
Here we
this
go.
area. So since there is no perimeter, there's no search zone. There's no place to tell officers to go because they don't know if he's within a mile of here. They don't know if he's within a state of here. And I think that has to be frustrating for not only law enforcement, but people.
Here's what guidance. You're probably going to have to give me a refresher course or a course in that because, I mean, I'd love to, but I don't know what in the world or how to even work that program, to be honest with you. So you're going to have to help me out, and we'll figure that out. I don't know if I'll have time to do it now unless you have some instructions. Or you can... I'm good at reading instructions. That's what I can tell you. I'm good at reading instructions. So just got up. Did they get him? Pam, no. I'm sure you're probably listening to us as showed real journalism. YouTubers showed real journalism. You know, this is my thing. You know, whether people like the type of work we do, there's not really your normal. That's why we're alternative media. You know, it doesn't mean we're not media. It doesn't mean we're not we're alternative. We're not the cookie cutter news organizations or news outlets out there. We never strive to be. Many of us never want to be. Actually, the reason why probably many creators have their own channels and stuff like that is predominantly because they don't really care for news. They don't, you know, if you're doing a news type, like I don't cover weather or, I mean, we'll run, you know, everybody say hi, tell us where you're from, what your weather is, you know, we'll do our own little weather channel in the chat. But for the most part, we cover one specific type of news, and it's crime, right? It doesn't really matter what type of crime, it's crime. Crime in general, most of the stuff that we dive deep into either has a missing person or somebody that has met an untimely demise. But for the most part, but we're out there, you know, and there's a lot of people, even in this case, you know, look at the social media presence out there with little bodies. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't as much social media presence out there as there was mainstream media. Yet social media took the bulk of the views. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. They took the bulk of the views for the type of channels that they have in conjunction with their, you know, in better terms, their competition, mainstream media. So I think they did. I think that I was very proud of the commentary we got from our social media people out there. I was very impressed, very pleased. They really showed the good that YouTube and other social media platforms can do. And quite frankly, you know, there's obviously at least one journalist out there that, or reporter or mainstream media talking head, whatever you want to call her, out there that was a little upset. And I don't know if she was specifically, we can assume that she was talking about JLR, but we don't know that. We don't know what other person from a social media channel was out there. You know, we were watching him. We assume it was him, but they never said any name. There could have been another person from TikTok out there running for all we know. I mean, we just don't know. We just assumed. But either way, I think that I was really impressed. We had full round-the-clock coverage. I think we had more round-the-clock coverage for social media and the people here than, honestly, than the mainstream media had for their own local channels. Call me. I bet you their local people are probably watching the social media people out there as opposed to their local news because they had the cameras on 24/7. That's why. You got to work for it. You got to work for it. A homeowner fired 7 shots at him yesterday. They don't know if he was hit. Well, there was an ambulance called. I don't know. I guess it's interesting. We're going to be finding out really soon. I'm interested to find. I'm hoping that they give us more than, oh, we got the advantage on him. Look, dude. Listen, guys. I'm sorry, and I'm not making light of this. I'm not making light of this at all. But come on, like I get so tired of law enforcement not just giving it to us like they should. I really do. We saw this in Gabby Laundrie, Brian Petito. Hold on. Let me see what he's saying. Hold on. Let me hear this. What am I doing here? They're
not behind you.
Oh. Let's see where we got to. Okay.
Turned on his lights. Called my mom, like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's for me or
That's
what.
the guy that got pulled over and pulled out of his car.
My mom said you can go if they're not behind you. I continued to go. He pulled up again, so I pulled over. It's like, okay, I guess it is for me. He pulled his gun out, told me get out of the car.
Did he think you were Danelo Cavalcante?
He thought I was harboring a fugitive.
What did you tell him?
No, I'm not part of this. That is not me.
How you feeling right now? What's going through your mind?
Shaken up. Just a lot.
Did they put you in handcuffs?
Yes,
right?
they did.
They put you in handcuffs?
Yes, they did. Gave me a DUI test, too.
Did they?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Didn't know that.
What are you going to do now? Gonna
Go home.
Maybe you can have a beer when you get home. What is your name, sir?
Nicholas Strong.
All right, so there you have it. That was Nicholas Strong of.
We saw that JLR. He was the first. Our beloved JLR, right? He was the first one over to the car. That interview that he just showed was the second or third interview given by that man, because I watched that in real time yesterday when it happened, when that man was taken out of his car, and actually was talking about it on my show earlier this morning about, you know, the what the community in general out there is going through. I mean, it's not just this massive manhunt. That's what people don't understand. It's not just this massive manhunt affecting these people in this community. It's the massive manhunt, the anxiety of knowing this lunatic is loose, and then also just driving down the road and getting drug out of your car, thrown on the ground, handcuffed. I mean, I understand this man is running loose, but the dignity that some of these residents that is being lost by this law enforcement by being thrown on the ground and treated like a freaking like you're the convict, that's got to be startling. Okay, let's just say that has got to be pretty stinking startling to be dealing with. So we're not just dealing. I just want to make sure everybody understands. We're not just dealing with an escaped inmate and a bunch of cops being in their community. We're talking about these people being raided, their homes being raided, them having no control over being drug out of cars and searched and DUI tests for no reason other than they just can. We don't understand what this community is truly going through. It's much worse than just having law enforcement, a huge law enforcement presence in their community. It's having no rights, all your rights taken away from you while this manhunt is underway. If they want to come in your house, they're coming in your house, folks. If you're in the middle of business or you're on the toilet, they don't care. They're coming in. That's what this community is living in right now. I just want to put it in perspective. I'm literally stuck to my house for a month now. I'm enjoying these drives. Oh yeah. Andrew, what's going on? You just signed off. Are you okay? I know. It's a fluid situation. And as soon as I signed off, I look down and I get a text that there's a 9:30 press conference. And I'm like, well, you know, I mean, we've been covering the case to this point. I mean, actually, I should say we haven't been covering the case. JLR's been covering this case, but now that we know that this guy slipped through the fingers, I think every content creator imaginable, it just wants to get this animal off the street. You know, to be honest with you, I thought this guy would have been caught by now. I think we all have thought this guy would be caught by now. And so now I think everybody is just stopping what they're doing and making sure that everybody knows everything that they need to know. We need to get this animal off the street. Lock your cars, lock your doors. You keep yourself safe. If you have a gun and you know how to use that gun, keep that gun on you at all times if you're in this area. If you do not know how to shoot a gun, you have no business having a gun. That gun can be a weapon to be used against you. So put that gun away and lock it away and tuck it away and make sure nobody can find it, okay? You just trust me. There's people out there that should have guns. There's people out there that just should not. So the shoulds should, and the should nots should not. We'll leave it at that, okay? It was funny last night. Chris dropped an F-bomb during a hot mix moment. His mom called and scolded him. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Copying YouTube, but I thought the YouTubers were in the way. Please, Chief, admit the YouTubers have higher viewership and on the scene first. They are. And you know what? As this struggle goes on, because here's what people don't understand, especially I do, because, you know, not only do I do social media, many of you know that I have a sister that also is a reporter. You know, I guess an uncredentialed reporter. You know, everybody's uncredentialed anymore. I guess PIs are the only ones that are properly credentialed in America anymore. But my sister's. So this is the issue going on with mainstream media that many people don't know. Okay, there's been, you know, all of this stuff is really kind of hitting them over. You know, it didn't really explode until it exploded. Until, you know, cable prices got to their all-time high and our money got to our all-time low. Many people have cut the cord, okay? They're no longer, it's not that they don't want cable anymore. They can't afford it. When you're getting a $220 bill just to have cable to watch TVs with a crap load of commercials in it, by the way, every single channel that you watch after paying $200 and something a month has commercials every 15 minutes. If you're going to watch commercials, many people say, I'd rather watch free TV, right? Why pay $220 when we're paying this money and watching commercials? We can go and watch it for free. Okay, so that's what's going on behind the scenes. Well, now it's starting to affect mainstream media. So much so, a lot of these reporters out in the fields, you know, for safety as well as the level of work, have always had cameramen. Reporters that go to the scene typically have their own cameramen. Those are no longer happening. So now mainstream media reporters are having to be out there by themselves. They're having to have their own camera. They're having to edit their own footage. They're having to produce their own footage. They're having to they're literally, instead, they're doing a true person's job because there's no money. They're losing so much money because social media is getting the news out there quicker, faster than mainstream media can. They have segments in which they can run their stories. That's it. Our segments are literally all day long, just like Barbara said. I was just here an hour ago. There's something going on. We're back just like that. And outside of this guy here, right? How many times do you see mainstream media go out and do all this? You don't. You know what's making them go out and do all this? Is because people like JLR are going and stealing their views because he's going out and doing stuff like this. So who's really adapting to who? Is mainstream media, are we adapting to mainstream media, or is mainstream media starting to adapt to us? Think about it. We started something, folks. What can I say, right? What can I say? I do love the camera on the car. I want one. It's probably $100,000. What do you bet? But I want one, right? My champagne taste with my beer budget. Okay, because we're up at 4 a.m. Yes, even this morning. Nick's live. Thank God, Nick. About time you get your booty out of bed. Now, I think he's been up like I shouldn't even say that. I think Nick has literally been up all night. God bless that man. I actually have the privilege of knowing him. You know, I don't know him personally face to face, but I talked to him several years ago. I was on the phone through all the Gabby Petito stuff. That's when I met him. I'm trying to find his live. I can't find his lives. Where is his lives at? Because when I go to broadcast, I don't see his live. I see one from like 6 hours ago, and every time I push on it, it just spins and spins and spins and spins and spins. I'm in his page. Oh, here we go. This is from 6 hours ago. That's from 6 hours ago. I'm not seeing any recent lives on his page, on his Twitter page, unless I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking. Here, I'll pause this and we'll turn it over here, and I'll go on Nick's page. I'm already on. Excuse me, I'm already on Nick's page right now. And he's got some pretty cool stuff. Some shots of military and some other stuff on here. That's pretty interesting. But like this stuff is coming in, but when I go up to the stuff from the last 6 hours, it's just not playing. I don't know why. And let me go back to Fox 9. Hold on, let me refresh. See if anybody's got anything up yet. Nobody's got anything up yet. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be on. I'm pretty sure because Fox 29 has really been live streaming all of this stuff. Sorry, guys. Let me get back over to your screen. I keep forgetting you're not watching the video anymore. So we got a lot of stuff. It's just nothing recent. I'm not seeing anything from Nick right now. This is the only one that I see from like 6 hours ago. And every time I try this one here, and as you see, it just spins and spins and spins and spins and spins. It just doesn't work. And the same with this one. It just spins and spins and spins. It just doesn't want to work. So I don't see anything that's really recent or like right now. Let me just check my notifications. Actually, let me get out. Let me take this off so you guys are not seeing my notifications first and foremost. Oh, Chloe, don't be getting your knickers in a wad over such an insignificant person over your little boyfriend. Aw. I know it's above your and beyond your intelligence level to comprehend that a young woman could be a successful PI without dating their partner. But you're dating your partner. But you're dating your partner, lady. I checked. You guys are an item. I'm a web sleuth. I'm not a PI. It means your friends have already done told on you. So, whatever, girl. You go do you. Go do you. Tell your boyfriend Steve I said hi and quit trying to pick on a woman. Holy crap. Sorry. That made my day. And she got the whole next. Oh my, next. Oh, she sure did. Look at that. Oh, next. I can be successful without sleeping with my partner. Okay, well, I'm not saying you're sleeping with him, but you're definitely dating him. Hello? Yeah. Where at? I can't find it. Can you drop the link in the chat? All right. All right, bye. All right, give me just a second, guys. Nick is live, but he quit. All right, well, I know that the internet, wow, I'm way far up. Let me just go down to the bottom. I probably missed a lot of your stuff, but there she is. Oh, my God. Okay, girl. Whatever. You do you. No pun intended. No pun intended. You do you. Not my business. Not my business one way or another. Hold on, I'm waiting for a link. Hold on. They said he's live again. I'm on his page right now, and I have to think it's his Twitter page because that's where he's been like literally forever. So give me just a second. Is he live on his YouTube page or his Twitter page? Because he's been live on Twitter this entire time. Does he have a YouTube page? Let's see if this says. Hold on. Maybe that's where I'm. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Okay. He's on YouTube. Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. All right, I got it. All right, thanks. Bye. Bye. All right, we got the link. And this is just until, there we go. This is live. So there you go. That's live. That's live from Nick. I don't know where he's at the moment, but I'm still monitoring. So I'm going to leave you guys watching this. I'm still monitoring. Yeah, I got it. I'm pretty sure this is the same one. Let me just make sure. Give me just a second. Chat. Go. I think this is it. Okay, it is it. Okay, yeah, that's what I got. Perfect. Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, wait a minute. He's literally been live on our. He's been live literally on Twitter for every single day that I've been following this case, and I've been following this case before I actually brought it. I followed this case for 2 weeks before I even brought it, or not 2 weeks, but a week before I brought it even to my channel. And the only thing I was doing was just letting people know that he's still missing, and this is still an ongoing investigation, and that they still hadn't found him. Other than that, I really wasn't, because Jonathan was running with it. He was doing a great job, so there was no need to step on his toes. Now he's out there, and this guy is still on the run days later. It's like, all hands on deck at this point. That's the way I look at it. All hands on deck at this point. So I don't know why I see like a truck and trailer. So I'm not sure why. Oh, where I see like a lot of trucks and trailers going in. Let me see if I can blow this up. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can blow this up for you guys. You guys can't see it, but right. Let me see. There we go. Right. You can't see it, but right over here, there was a lot of trucks and trailers going in. It's very blurry when I do it this way. Last night, Fox 20 guy was putting out misinformation. The Fox 20 guy also yelled, "This is fucking stupid" on live, and had to apologize. Oh my God, what an idiot. Yeah, but you know what? This is the kind of stuff. They're under a lot of pressure. They're under a lot of pressure at work, and it's not like I said. That they've had this. People are outpacing them. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I can try to make it as nice. Nick is showing an empty Lonnie. I get it. And actually, it's not. There's just people turning down in this. You can't even see my cursor. Hold on. It's turning down in this area. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. I'm probably going to have to blow my cursor up really, really big, bigger than it is. So I think that's what he was looking. I think people are going down. I don't know why he's there. I'm going to see what's going on other pages. Give me just a second. I almost want to go back to the ride around guy because the ride around guy was at least we had some kind of view. Some kind of view. No offense, Nick, but this is kind of boring. Is this the one? I think this might be the one. Share this tab instead. We're going to go back to videos. There we go. Sorry. I'll monitor it, but it's kind of, you know, I don't get the whatever. Oh, Lord. Stick around with me. You're going to get yourself in trouble. Okay, so looks like we've got, let's see what's going on over here. Okay, we got some fresh scenes coming in. All right, let me get this. I think this is the prison. SWAT team in, went a little earlier, he said. Okay. Let's just keep, let me just go through here. So Dumplin', we heard, is telling us they were putting out misinformation. Some weird stuff was going on. They should call Chris Laundrie. Oh my! All right, you guys are starting to get comical up in the house. That's funny. That is funny. Nick is showing an empty lawn. Yes. New here, just trying to understand the platform. So are you new to YouTube? Totally new to YouTube, or are you just new to this channel? I'm not sure what you mean by just trying to understand. We've got some mods in here, so if you have any question, Wazzy, just reach out to one of my mods, and my mods will be happy to assist you in understanding or anything like that. And you can also reach out to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com, and I'm happy to help you any way I can. I just can't do it from here right at the moment. Let's see here. Shannon, good morning. I've been watching. Yeah, we've all been kind of glued. Even when I turned the cameras off from talking about the Alec Murdaugh stuff, I went right to this case. Since this guy escaped from prison, I've been really asphyxiated to this case and everything. Look at the military vehicles. Like this is no joke. Like they've got their stuff, man. We was there. They found the van he stole, and we interviewed the owner of the van and police. I know who interviewed the owner of the van and police. I keep wondering who this Dustin is. Dustin's been around for a while, and keep wondering about you, Dustin. SWAT team went in a little earlier. We got that. He is tweeting at the same time more than talking. He talks when big updates. He is at the closest perimeter to be at right now. So he's set up at the closest perimeter that they can be set up at, according to guidance. Thank you, guidance, for that tidbit of information. Yes, I didn't blame him. I'd be cussing too. And another news channel, LOL. Yeah, I was laughing because his mom called him. Fox 29 also got pretty snappy with the LE when they wanted to pull over, and the LE wanted them to keep going. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You always want to follow any direction and any command from law enforcement. Even if you're in the right and you have a right to be there, the bottom line is in situations like this, if they ask you to do something, you kindly comply. You don't give them, a whole lot. You just try to work around the constraints that they put on you. That's, we know that they have a hard job to do. So we're not, we're wanting to be there because it's our right to be there. It's newsworthy. And if we have a right to be there and it's newsworthy, then we have a right to be recording it. But we also, in that same vein, realize that law enforcement has a job to do. And their number one job is to keep us, the collective body, protected and out of harm's way. So if they ask me to move, I'm moving. Period. They want me to go half a mile down the road and they're kicking everybody. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm not giving them I'm not arguing with them. I'm not, getting frustrated or upset. Keep us safe, but I want the footage. Tell me where you need me to be, sir. My butt's going there, right? So you never want to be I'm sorry, you just don't, there's no reason to be disrespectful. I mean, 90% of the, I'd say 95% of all of my contact with law enforcement has always been positive. It really has. It's typically it's very rare they come with a chip on their shoulder. Usually they just want to tell you what they need you to do. You understand it. You acknowledge that what they're saying, and just follow their instruction. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nothing wrong, right? All I've seen this morning was that they brought in a bunch of horses, and there's been long lines of cars turning down on that street several times. He visited the house the law Ellie were at to see if he could get an interview. But Fox was there at first sight or announced of being seen. They just happened to drive by, and it was stopped in front of a lady reporting to Ellie last night. Yeah, that's the other thing. When you're out there in the vehicle and you're driving around and you're not in a fixed position, you typically run into, like in a situation like this, I guarantee you're running into something. So we definitely have a lot of law enforcement presence out there. And guys, this is happening in real time right now as well. Just a FYI. Real time. Wrong, Dustin, not me. Oh, okay. Just checking. We had some Dustin from Illinois newspaper. Isn't that you? No? Okay. Well, good. Sending love. Sending good vibes to all. Thank you, love. We just need this animal off the streets. I think at this point, I don't know. I'll be out there on the 18th or 19th. I'm not sure. Somebody wrote in the chat, "We don't need you here." I don't care. I don't know if you guys noticed. This is the Bullhorn Betty channel, and I don't listen to people. I know the law. I go out there. I do my job. You don't like it, oh well, right? Sorry. That's just how we roll over here. So I go wherever the heck I want to go. Nobody's going to stop me from moving around in the United States. I'm a human being, and I have rights. I have rights! I have better things to do. Do not have time to be on chats that much. Okay, Dustin, that's okay. Okay, well that makes me at least feel better because we did have a Dustin in here, but it's nice to meet you. I'm Bullhorn Betty. You're on YouTube now. Yeah, once you're here, you're you're hooked. Once you get bitten by YouTube, there's no going back. I think we could turn that into something dirty. Not quite as dirty as Crotchgate, but I think we can turn it into dirty. And get them rodeo boys on them horses. Oh, yeah. Need some cowboys with one of those lassos. Lasso that man. Drag him back. Actually, I think they might be able to. I don't think that. I think at this point, all possibilities are on the table. Why are you wearing a lanyard inside your home? I just noticed that you do that a lot because sometimes I'm on the go. When I'm prepared for work, I'm prepared for work. Period. Right now, I could get literally, I've got a bag packed. When I'm prepared for work, I'm prepared for work. When you have to go to your job, if it requires a badge, a name badge, you put that on, I'm sure. So I'm at work. When I'm at work, I'm prepared for work. What do you want from me, right? So there you go. But that's why. Press badge. So whenever I got to go out of here, it's on me. It's ready. It's one thing I don't have to find. I grab my stuff out the door. I roll. Right? We got it like that. Ladies say the lady says I'm an animal. The ladies say I'm an animal. Well, are you? We talk about animals on here all the time. Are you one of them? No, I'm just joking. Bullhorn, them rodeo boys jump off horses and tackle calves. I know, I've seen them. I've seen them. My sister met her husband at a rodeo. I have to be honest with you. No matter how redneck I am, I still haven't made it to my first rodeo. So like I said, I'm a citified redneck. I'm half redneck, half city. Just like I'm half holy, half hood. That's what they say. Well, you know what? I bet you it's always an adventure. I don't know what to say. I bet you it's always an adventure. Yeah, sometimes I dress up, but most of the time, I mean, when we go out, we're out in the heat. I remember I heard one time this one creator was saying, I don't know, she's out there, she's got her hair pulled back, and she just looks. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes my lives are 9 hours in the sun. I don't know if any of you noticed that, but there's been times that I have been live out in the blazing sun for 9 solid hours. Do you think I'm going to be doing that in makeup and in a dress? Yeah. You stay in your home and you get your hair cute. I'll be out here looking for, people and having my 9-hour lives in front of houses with my hair pulled back and no makeup on. Which reminds me, I got no makeup on today. No, surely do not. All right, let's see what else we can find in here until we can get. Oh, we're about 20 minutes away from the press conference. As soon as the press conference comes up, folks, we're going straight to it. The press conference will be up shortly. As soon as I find out who I'm looking at. Nick's footage. There's not really any activity going on his footage. So let me just keep going. We know where law enforcement is staging. I'm glad to see Nick has a YouTube. I probably should go in there and just say, hey, Nick, congratulations on your YouTube page, right? Not be such a jerk and not say anything. I'm just so rude. I mean, this is a big thing. You can tell he's been hanging out with JLR too much. Congrats on the new YouTube channel. There we go. Bullhorn Betty. Okay, let's see what else we got. We'll go back to the video. Aw. Every time I come in here and I see Chloe, how I got Chloe's attention. Aw. Maybe if people just quit picking on me, maybe they wouldn't have to worry about taking days and days of their time. Like this is literally this whole thing with that Steve joke of a PI guy is because he literally made a post about. I don't talk about him. You guys have never heard me talk about him except at Kylie Rodney, and I thought I was being very kind. I could have just told him literally what I thought of him about him being just a total piece of work, but I didn't. I never said anything nasty, and all of a sudden I come in and I'm in Twitter and I see this horrible post about how horrible of a person I am, and I'm like, what? Like, what is this guy? And it comes down to the fact that we went out and helped Layla Santinello's mother. And I couldn't understand, what does that have to, why would he be attacking me for helping her mother? And it's because he's working with the father. And I'm still thinking, so what? And it's because he wants money. So he's trying to get the father, because Layla lives in Kingsport where her mother and her daughter is. Her mother's taking care of her daughter. So mom's got the granddaughter with her. Mom raised the daughter, Layla, which is missing. So everything's kind of in Kingsport. But for whatever reason, I couldn't understand, why are they taking, trying to raise money over in New Jersey for stuff when everything needs to be done in Kingsport? Come to find out, I think it's what this Yahoo told them to do. And he told them to do this so he could get money from them. If you set up this GoFundMe, then you can fly me out. I'll do the case pro bono. Now, mind you, this guy for days has told me he's doing this job pro bono. He told me he has his own pilot's license. And then I find out that he's literally asking the father and the stepmother for money to fly to Kingsport to do his job, the pro bono job, by the way, because he wants them to pay for his flight, his hotel, his rental, his meals. Like, even our audience don't pay for my meals. You know, when we raise money here, which we never even raised one single dime to go out to Layla's, to cover Layla's case, by the way. And I even sent out $150 worth of flyers because they needed them ASAP. So, you know, we would never ask a family to reimburse us $150. You know, just like when you say when you reach out to a family, like he did, and you tell them you're going to take the case on pro bono, you kind of expect that. You chose to go out there. Look at that. They got the chopper up. You chose to say you're going to take this case on pro bono, then get your butt out there and do your job. Because by the time they pay his airfare, his hotel stay, his auto rental for that one trip, they could have hired a PI in Tennessee, in Kingsport, Tennessee, to do the job for days versus hours. And I'm just like, and every time that he needs to go to Kingsport, the family's on the hook for flying this Yahoo in. It literally does. It makes absolutely no sense. And I couldn't understand why he tapped me so hard. And it's because I am trying to help Layla's mom raise money for a PI, which we successfully did, a legit PI in the area that she's at. And we've been advertising her GoFundMe, which is helping raise actual funds for a reward. Not, you know, there's a $5,000 reward being offered by Layla's father, but they only raised $100 or a few $100 in their GoFundMe. So is this one of those things where they're just saying that they have the $5,000 reward, but there's really no cash to support that $5,000 reward? Or did they have another account set up for the $5,000? Like, I'm just confused about the $5,000 reward, I guess, is my only question. We definitely know we have a $2,000 reward with $2,000 to that is earmarked for that reward that has already been raised, and we're trying to raise more because we're trying to make sure that the reward fund, like we're dealing with this guy. Look at this, $25,000. Everybody's saying that's not enough. That's not enough a reward to get this Yahoo off this guy here, this Cavalcante guy off the road. So obviously, in many minds, $2,000 of, you know, cold hard cash in some people is not enough when they're terrified. You know, we don't know what and I'm just assuming that they may be terrified because the last information that we have from the information that was provided to us by law enforcement and in the newspaper, you know, she was at the AmeriCorps hotel and had appeared very concerned and terrified. So I'd have to think if she was terrified, maybe a person that holds some type of information may equally be terrified. So is $2,000 enough to make a terrified person speak? I don't know. Depending, I mean, Layla is missing. Depending on how terrifying, you know, it's a terrifying situation. Maybe they're scared. You know, you need to make the reward suitable for the fear factor. And I feel like $2,000 is, I'm glad we have the $2,000 reward, but I feel like it needs to be more. And so we have this campaign called A Dollar Will Do campaign. And this Dollar Will Do campaign basically is, as we know, not everybody has $100, $50, $20, $10, or even $5 to help a family in need or raise funds for something like this. But we do great crowdfunding, and we do it $1 at a time. So, you know, maybe you don't have the $5. Maybe you just have the single dollar bill, right? And you can give $1. $1 will do. Seriously, $1 will do. So I believe her, Layla's mom's GoFundMe is in my description of this video. But if it's not, one of my mods will drop the GoFundMe link for Layla's mom. And if you would like to help out with the reward fund, $1 will do. And it's just that simple. It's not, I'm not asking for $5, $10, $20, $100. I'm not asking for none of it. I'm asking for $1. That's it. Thank you, Pebbles. Thank you very much. So a dollar will do. And so that's really the campaign. A dollar will do. And I just want everybody to know it's just that simple. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to be bougie. You don't have to be anything. All you have to be is somebody that cares. That's it. So if you guys would like to, there it is. It's up to you. Obviously not a requirement. Nothing is ever a requirement on this show. The only thing that's a requirement on this show is that you watch me. That's the only requirement. Everything else is up to your discretion. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do anything. The only thing you're required to do is stay tuned. That's it. That's it. That's all you're required to do. No, I'm a redneck bougie girl. There you go. There you go. That's cute. That's cute. So let me check back and forth and see where we're at. Okay, we got 10 minutes. There should be somebody up with the press conference right now. We're 10 minutes out. They should start doing test mics by now. Give me a second. I don't know why everything's running slow in my office. Like nothing is wanting to. There we go. Update. I think we're on the most up-to-date. Yeah, we're on the most up-to-date link right now. Police update. So I think we're just flying around until the press conference happens. That is my understanding anyways. I can't confirm that. But I will be sure that we have a live feed for the press conference. And actually, I'm going to pull several feeds to the press conference up so we have we'll find which one has the best angle and the best audio. And whichever one has the best angle and audio, that's the one. Wow, they're going through the fields. Looks like live. I'm going to go ahead and put this one up too. Hopefully it doesn't just start. Make sure it just doesn't start. Okay. Looks like this one might have the live feed. No. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on full screen. I'm trying to do some research because we're on crunch time right now, and I got to make sure that we have the right feed coming in. All right, we have a good feed coming in. I'm pulling it up. We got about 8 more minutes. I've got the feed pulled up. You guys are going to watch this for just a few moments, guys, okay? I'm just going to take a moment, refresh my beverage. Now would be the time, guys. If you have not already, please go get your beverage refreshments and 8-minute countdown. Thank you, Truth and Justice. And we'll be back here to go live with the press conference in about 7 minutes and 45 seconds. I'm still here. Where am I? Hold on a second. Right there. So I'm still here. I'm just warming myself up something to eat. I figured might as well before we get started. We got 6 more minutes left. So I know you guys are super, super excited about my life and everything in it, but I wanted to show you my newest concoction. There it is. You're probably saying, what is that? So this is a bow tie pasta concoction I came up with, and it is in a vodka cream sauce with Italian seasonings. It's got green, red, yellow, and orange bell pepper mushrooms. Red onions in it, and the meat in it, it has a little bit of bacon, it has beef smoked sausage and shrimp, and it's in this delightful, and I added just a little bit of tomato paste to give it that nice golden color. So very delicious, very fattening. It's got butter and olive oil in it, but I made this from scratch. So Olivia calls me yesterday. I know, I make myself hungry. That's why I'm, well, let's say I'm a foodie, right? If I literally ate everything that I wanted to make, I would be, I would float. I would be the New Year blimp, right? Or the Goodyear blimp. There you go. And so Olivia calls here yesterday, and I'm working, and she's like, I think we need you to pick us up. And I'm like, oh, naturally, it's like, okay, let me get my, get dressed, and I'm walking out the door. So what had happened, naturally, I asked her if she's okay, and of course she is. She was getting some tires and oil change and whatnot, taken care of. And so she needed me to go pick her up because they were going to be several hours. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, I'll just go in the store. I need to go in the store and grab a couple things. So I was missing cream. You need cream for your cream vodka and or your vodka cream sauce. So I went in the store and just got a couple of things. And I literally cut up all the vegetables and everything and made them a nice home-cooked meal from scratch. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. And now I'm eating the rest of it. So Mom and Olivia got well fed yesterday, and so did the neighbor. So we can't cook a nice, good meal like this without giving some to Glenn. He's our neighborhood watch guy. He watches the house every time I leave. We got to keep the man happy. And he's 83 or 7. How old is he? 78 years old, I think. Glenn, if you're watching and you're younger than 78, don't kill me, please. It's not my fault. I know you had a birthday, which confuses me. I don't know how old you are anymore. So, long story short, he's just retired. He sits in his recliner. He opens his windows, and he has his blinds open, and he literally watches out his window all day long. And lets somebody he doesn't know, like that man probably sits there with a pad of paper and puts down every single license plate number, walking up and down, that drives up and down the road. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if he does or not, but it wouldn't surprise me. He's a dedicated watchman. I have you on my TV. I would have to say, what big, beautiful eyes you have. Yeah, especially with these new glasses, they magnify them. I noticed that that the other day. I was doing my thing. I'm like, man, these kind of magnify my eyes. Yes, thank you. Yes, he was. Well, now he's got a loudmouth girlfriend that tries to. I surely got her knickers in a wad, didn't I, today? Tell your boyfriend. Oh.
Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens, Deputy Commissioner of Operations with the Pennsylvania State Police. Joining me today is District Attorney Deb Ryan, Chief County Detective David Sassa, FBI ASAC Jamie Milligan, and Rob Clark from the U.S. Marshal's Office. There have been a number of significant developments overnight in this investigation and manhunt. At approximately 8 p.m. last evening, a motorist reported seeing a male crouched near the wood line along the south side of Fairview Road, west of Route 100.
It's coming in bad.
The motorist turned her vehicle around in an effort to verify what she saw. As she drove back past, the individual was gone.
This feed is bad, guys. Like
a number of troopers already in the area and utilized them to form a perimeter around that area. A Border Patrol tactical team was also in the immediate vicinity and went directly to the location of the sighting. They observed footprints.
Here we go. I got a better. It's all bad, guys. It's all bad.
Warren, Pennsylvania State Police. Joining me today is District Attorney Deb Ryan, Chief County Detective David Sassa, FBI ASAC Jamie.
Great. We have either had no audio.
There have been a number of significant developments overnight in this investigation and manhunt. At approximately 8 p.m. last evening, a motorist reported seeing a male.
Turn up your volumes, folks. You're going to need to.
South side of Fairview Road.
I'll find another feed.
100. The motorist turned her vehicle around in an effort to verify what she saw.
Oh, we're back with this one.
Back past.
We got this one back. Let's go.
A call was received from a resident on Coventryville Road indicating a short Hispanic male, no shirt, and wearing dark pants, had entered his garage while the homeowner was in it, and that he grabbed a .22 rifle that was leaning in the corner of the garage. The homeowner drew a pistol and fired at Cavalcante as he fled with the rifle. PSP responded and secured that scene. At that time, a green sweatshirt and white t-shirt believed to belong to Cavalcante were discovered near the edge of the driveway. The perimeter was expanded to include that area. Overnight, searches of the area within the perimeter were conducted by tactical teams from multiple agencies. Teams from Pennsylvania State Police, Border Patrol, ATF, FBI, U.S. Marshals, and Chester County have been active through the night. Teams are currently being rotated out and replaced with fresh teams. Aviation assets, canines, mounted patrols, and numerous other assets have been mobilized and are currently operating in this search area. Upwards of 500 law enforcement officers are engaged in securing the perimeter and in conducting the searches. We are mobilizing additional resources as we speak and are planning for an extended operating period if necessary. Cavalcante is considered armed and extremely dangerous. He is now armed with a .22 caliber rifle with a scope and flashlight mounted on it. Throughout the night, we sent several reverse 911 messages to residents within a 3-mile radius of this incident, as well as posted information to social media in an effort to inform the public and to keep them safe. We also notified the affected schools of this incident in the very early morning hours, and a decision was made to close schools in the O&J Roberts School District for today. The current perimeter includes PA 23 to the north, PA 100 to the east, Fairview and Nant Mill roads to the south, and Iron Bridge and County Park roads to the west. We ask residents in and around this vicinity to please secure homes, outbuildings, and vehicles. It is imperative that anyone with information about Cavalcante contact us immediately so we can act on it in a timely manner. They can call 911 or our tip line at 717-562-2987, 717-562-2987. We will take questions at this time.
What was the response time, sir, from the moment the homeowner called the state police after the shots had been fired? What was the response time?
Minutes.
Do we believe he's injured?
We have no reason to believe that he is injured as a result of that shooting.
Apparently 50
No,
No
I think he was
injuries,
just
folks.
trying to survive and avoid being captured right now, sir. Yes.
How does this change your tactics when it comes to the fact that he's now considered armed?
We have considered him dangerous right from the very start. It changes nothing. We have always considered him to be a risk. We just now absolutely know that he has a weapon.
Do you think he knows where he is?
Yes.
He knows where he's been there
I think,
before.
yes, he has been in that area before. We're not evacuating homes at this point. We're asking residents to be vigilant and again, lock their doors, call us if there is any issue or any concern on their part.
Shots were fired between the homeowner towards Cavalcante.
It was several shots. I don't have that number
Sir,
at
was
this
that
point.
law enforcement officer injured? You were reports about late last night.
Not as a result of anything with the search. We've had a few minor incidents or issues with officers out on the perimeter and things, but nothing related directly to the search.
Is he getting help from anyone? Has he gotten help from anyone at any point in recent days?
I'm not going to comment on whatever assistance he may or may not have received. What I will tell you is that at this point, I believe he is beyond assistance and he is in that perimeter, and we will actively hunt until we find him.
Now that you're cooperating with the investigation, is he fully cooperating?
Yes.
Now that you have the firearm and you have a general location or containment, is it imperative to push now, especially given the urgency of the firearm?
Sir, we have been pushing anytime we had him contained from the very start. We have seen this as a high priority throughout. It is, in this particular case, the search area is probably close to 3 miles across east to west and 2 to 2.5 miles north to south. It's a large area, wooded, hilly terrain. It's not something that it's a matter of just sending a few people in and searching. As I said, we've had a number of tactical teams operating in there through the night. We continue to have teams operating in there now. It will take a long time to clear that entire area, and we will continue until we do locate him.
You talked about how difficult the area around Longview Farms was to search in. Is this similarly difficult, more or less difficult?
Some similar challenges. The difference here, it's a little larger area. And so anytime you're in an area like this, you can imagine if you went out and took a several square mile area and had to try and find a single person who is trying to hide, it's a challenge.
Do you consider him contained now in that area?
As I've said before, no perimeter is ever 100% impenetrable. We have absolutely stood up a very strong perimeter. We will do our very best to contain him in there and to capture him. There are some creeks in there, yes.
What precautions are law enforcement taking right now that he is armed and dangerous? Are the officers instructed to wear tactical gear?
The officers have been wearing their gear throughout this entire search. Again, we have always considered him dangerous. We just know we now have confirmation that he has a firearm. The tactics are the same.
How did he get the ammunition? The ammunition
It was with the firearm. It was with the firearm.
Sir, he's so
It was with the firearm.
Sir, he's so close to French.
I don't think that's the case against crash reporting, but who knows? Who knows? They have been defunded for a while.
Searching focusing on the tunnels from where he was last spotted last night. If he's within the tunnels, he could get away.
We are focusing on that entire area again. We have supervisors on the ground out there assessing any issues or risks of escape, and we are trying to address any possibility out there.
It sounds like these residents contacted officials pretty quickly. The fact that the tactical team was able to see the fresh prints, identify them as prison shoes. What happened? Why weren't they able to find them?
They have been searching for him. It was only minutes, but in that amount of time, he traveled a significant distance. We've been utilizing dogs, and we've been utilizing tactical teams. So, again, just because we find a footprint doesn't mean we necessarily know which direction he traveled. And in fact, he had traveled south and then went back north. So it's not a matter of just charging.
So he did go south and go back north. Remember, I questioned that.
It's a matter of trying to track him. It's a matter of sweeping methodically through the woods, checking buildings and so forth. We don't have the luxury of just charging up the nearest trail and hoping that's the direction he went.
I believe he scoped out that house where he stole the firearm. He went to the garage firearm was laying. Have you been watching that house?
I don't believe so, sir. I think at that point he was being pushed by the teams that were
No, he's
pursuing
not.
him
He
from
was
the
just
original
in
sighting.
California.
I think it was in my opinion, I believe it was a crime
He's
of
not there.
opportunity.
You believe
I think
that?
he went in there
Believe it.
probably
I'm done
trying to
talking.
hide. The garage door
I'm
was
about to
open.
say he's
He
not
didn't, I believe,
And if he is there, good. I
recognize that
question
the owner was in there. And I think he was probably looking for a place to hide, ran for that garage, saw the firearm, grabbed that, encountered the homeowner, and fled with the firearm.
What's the square mile area now that you are searching? Do you have an estimate?
I don't know, what is that, 8 to 10 square miles probably?
You've had two instances now of Cavalcante picking up supplies that really changed the search, whether it was a van with the keys in it or a firearm that was somewhat unsecured. Do you have any plans to change the messaging in this new containment area to really, emphasize the importance of locking?
I don't know how much more I could emphasize it, sir. I've been very clear about securing things. We have sent, as I said, several reverse 911 messages through the night.
the city,
Again,
no, he's
emphasizing
not.
that point and telling residents, what they can do, just advising them the situation. I can't be any clearer that they need to secure things.
He'll only be out there if the family pays the money to go.
We're working with a
Or I
variety
make
of
him
maps.
so
We
embarrassed
have
that he
county
finally
emergency
shows up.
management people on site and have had them on site here in the command post so that we do have access to the available information.
Sir, you said
I don't, I was told that it is not a life-threatening situation, but I don't have any other
Sir, you said
information.
it's a matter of time before he is captured. It feels like you're getting very close. How many law enforcement officers do you have on the ground right now? Are we at that 400 number?
I would think we're well past the 400. We are probably around 500 right now. It's very fluid. We have people still coming in. We've been releasing people that were held overnight. We have people that have been on duty for 20 hours, 24 hours or more, and we're relieving them. We held people over because of the seriousness of the situation last night. So we're working through replacing all of those. We have people coming in. I can speak for the state police from all over Pennsylvania to support this effort and to be able to sustain it. And our partner agencies are doing the same, not only from Pennsylvania, but from out of state as well with various specialty teams.
How did he get from Phoenixville to South Coast on foot, or did he steal another vehicle?
No, this is the area where he left the van. It's very close in proximity to where the van was abandoned and where I talked about that I believed he was in the woods and was likely hiding.
The homeowner you interviewed, yeah. Can you give us any more detail about what he told you? Had he gotten the reverse 911 call?
I really can't provide any more detail right now. What I can tell you is, again, he encountered him. He did call us very quickly. He did what we asked him to do with regard to that.
What road was that?
Coventryville Road.
How many times did he fire at him?
I don't have that number of shots. Several shots, I was told.
Reports that Cavalcante stole a pair of boots. Are those accurate?
Yes.
Are any of the companies actually that you've been to within the last couple of months? I mean, which homes that are comparable?
I'm sorry, which homes are you referring to, ma'am?
The homes that you from the garage, using the ring door camera. Are they
Those homes, well, the ring door camera is nowhere. It's not in this search area. And the home with the garage that we talked about is within the search area, and we are actively working that area.
Is there still shelter in place for the?
Do you have food?
I don't know.
Do you have a sense of how many other houses he might have been in this area?
I don't have reports of any other houses that he's been in. Doesn't mean he hasn't been, but we don't have reports of those.
Senator, what has gone wrong here? I mean, have you underestimated him? Is he just that much of a worthy adversary?
Sir, I don't know why you would think something has gone wrong. Our law enforcement people have done an amazing job tracking him and locating him.
Sorry,
that
I believe
proverbial
something
needle in
went
the
wrong.
haystack,
And you
and
keep
they've
triggered by
located that
that.
needle repeatedly. You know, the questions yesterday about is he out of state? Is he somewhere around the country? And we told you we were actively searching in this area. Our people have done an amazing job. I'm very proud of the work that they have done and continue to do. There is nothing has gone wrong. Our agencies are all working very well together, and I believe we will be successful.
Something has gone wrong. You got out of your search perimeter, dude. Let's not act like nothing went wrong here.
We have always considered him to be very dangerous, and I have
Yes,
stressed
you have
that
that.
in every one of my press conferences and in every briefing that I have given to our people that are out there searching. We considered him desperate. We considered him dangerous. All this does is confirm for us that he has a weapon.
Is he desperate enough to use that weapon on the target?
Yeah.
He's killed 2 people previously. I would suspect that he's desperate enough to use that weapon.
All right, you mentioned another way to prevent carjackings based on the weapon now missing.
I'm sorry, is there?
Any efforts on
bullhornbetty@gmail.com.
So we're actively working that area. I don't know what other efforts we could make to prevent a carjacking. We've asked people to secure everything. Anything that occurs in there, we will be on top of. And, we're making
What's going on here? He seems a little, while we're getting the feedback, I don't know what happened. Let me see if I can change over to the other one. We'll always have a feed. At least I thought we'd always have a feed. Looks like whatever happened just happened there. The press conference just went down. I'm looking at several different things, and everybody is frozen. Even this one, it's frozen. It's frozen. So I don't know what just happened, but everything related to the press conference just got frozen. So we're going to keep it here, just keep listening, or just keep it up and figure it out. But here is one thing. Their feeds just dropped. So I know that their internet really sucks in that area. That may be what it was about. This is what I can tell you. First of all, I talked several times on here. About law enforcement and why I love being boots on the ground. Let me see if we got something. Looks like we've still got a live feed here. Hold on. No, everybody's down.
people that are out.
Everybody just died. It just went down. Let me see if I can go out and maybe they're going to get another live set back up. Let me just do a couple different things here. We'll be right back. So we'll be right back from News Nation. That's a good sign. So we'll just keep this up until they come back. Okay, that's all we can do. So recover. Oh, here we go. It's going to be bad. The internet's bad out here. Sorry, guys. We're doing the best we can.
No, I think, again, I stress, please secure things, and not just within the perimeter, in the vicinity around it. And please call us immediately if they see something suspicious, if they believe that Cavalcante might be in the area. We need that information. Again, it's a large search area. We're going to very thoroughly search it, but their assistance is
bad technical issues. We're having horrible technical issues with this press conference. This press conference so far has probably been one of the worst as far as, issues. This is the signal. Might be a signal flare. The sound. Okay. I don't know. Are you going out there, Betty? How far is that from you, by the way? Yes. Well, this is kind of how it's going to go. Many of you know that we're going to Tennessee for a search party for Layla Santinello. If you guys would like to participate in that search party, we can't guarantee that it could be 5 people that show up. It could be 150 people that show up. We have no way of gauging how many people will show up. So we need all hands on deck. If you guys are available Sunday, September 17th, we're meeting out in Kingsport, Tennessee. We have several identified areas out there, and we are going to go and do a ground search to look for Layla Santinello. That is September 17th. That's Sunday, September 17th. So if you guys can, so we're going to have some major issues. Hopefully it comes back, but there's no guarantee that this is coming back. It looks like it's just dead. It looks like they've had major technical issues, and they just couldn't sustain those technical issues. Let's see if we can go back to 29. And 29's not even on the press conference anymore. They're just the search, the above search. I guess this is something we could watch. I mean, it's better than watching nothing at all, I reckon. Even that, we're having technical issues all the way around. Let me just see if we can go down here. And it's over. So we got nothing left, folks. I mean, it's done. The press conference, hopefully they recorded it, and we'll get some information from the press conference later today. Here's a couple of things that I noticed, and then I'll get back to your questions. Here's a couple things I noticed. We learned in Gabby Petito that law enforcement will mislead the public. If they feel like them telling the public the truth will have the public, like with pitchforks coming after them, they're gonna fudge their way through it. Okay, we watched it because they moved. This is what happened in Brian Laundrie's case. Whether you guys want to, whether the haters want to believe it or not, I know I was there. I lived it. I lived it every single day. So nobody's going to tell me from, thousands of miles away of what happened when I was personally there. Period. It ain't happening. Okay, it's not happening. But his Mustang was at Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park. That was ground zero. He disappeared from that Mustang. His parents came. He disappeared from that Mustang, I want to say September 13th. His parents came, picked up that Mustang from Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park at the request of the rangers out there. I think it was around September 15th. He still had not been reported missing. Then on September 17th, again, coming up to literally the 2-year mark of the first day anybody stepped foot to protest on the Laundrie Park property. Now, just to let you know, I was not there. September 17th, again, my birthday, and I was out with friends. So JLR and my friend Heather were out in front of that house, and they were just recording, being aware of what's going on. And then all of a sudden they had this whole thing there. Long story short, I'm getting off track. The van, anyways, that was ground zero. He went somewhere from that car. They picked it up. They reported on September 17th him missing. So he had been missing 4 days. Ground zero, Mustang, Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park. They made a strategic error, a logistical error, and it was just awful. They moved the whole team because they found clothing, which ended up being another fugitive, and moved it all the way 45 minutes away from ground zero. I feel like that's kind of where we are in this situation. They kept coming to the public and saying, look, we had a truck through swamp because you moved the search 45 minutes away to a swamp. That's why you had chest up to your chest. You made the mistake of moving that. It wasn't at Myakkahatchee Creek. They were standing in Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park the day they finally found Brian Laundrie, and they're telling the public the reason why they were having a hard time finding him is because the water was up to the chest. No, that was a flat out lie. Water wasn't up to their chest. Brian Laundrie didn't swim out where he ended up offing himself. He walked, just like we had been trucking all over Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park because they released the park because they moved the search 45 minutes away into a swamp. So this is where I'm getting with these law enforcement. This guy is on here telling us, and somebody says one thing to him, he gets hot under the collar really quick about it. He's very sensitive. That tells me that what he's saying is not accurate. There's obviously major issues going behind on the scene. Yes, they have contingency plans. And I guarantee they have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, right? This is law enforcement. They have contingency plans set up. If plan B doesn't work, plan C's got to get them. Plan C doesn't work, plan D's got to get them. But him saying here with a straight face that that they haven't had any problems with this investigation yet, I'm sorry, I call BS. Don't lie to the public. We're not stupid. How you handle a situation is, we tried to plan for everything, but clearly we didn't plan for all of it. There were some mistakes made, but we couldn't close the entire perimeter. It's unreasonable to think that we can close the entire perimeter with human bodies. and, you know, just explain it to people in a way that they get it. You don't have to say we had no problems. Dude, the man broke out of your perimeter. Yeah, you have big problems. You're lucky he's still in the state of Pennsylvania. Let's not play games here. He was long gone before you even knew he was out of the search perimeter. Just like he was long gone from that jail before they even knew he was out of jail. This guy has been one step ahead of him, 10 steps ahead of them this entire time. So telling us that you now have the upper hand, it's hard. It's hard. And I know that this law enforcement, don't get me wrong with my criticism. My criticism is only to the fact that he's not being truthful to the public. That's where my criticism lies. That's where it ends as well. Do I think he's doing everything he can? I do. I think this guy is working around the clock. I think he's a little, you know, ragged around the edges right now, probably because he's not getting a whole lot of sleep. You know, everything that they are doing, this guy is wiggling out of. So do I believe they're doing everything they can? Yes, I do. I do. I believe, and that's the most challenging part, is that you're doing everything you can and mistakes are still being made. It's because you're not perfect and mistakes are going to be made because we have nothing but human elements dealing with it. So I don't like the fact that he's misleading the public as to what happened. Yes, there are plenty of mistakes to go around in this whole entire situation. Okay, the idea that there's no mistakes is nonsense, and I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to lie to my audience and say there's no mistakes here. I'm not going to be his mouthpiece. I'm not going to be his mouthpiece. But what I will say is not being his mouthpiece is that he lied. He just misrepresented the truth, and I don't like that. He needs to be, he's a law enforcement agent. We expect them to be truthful to us. He wasn't being truthful, but that's where my criticism dies. I believe that this man and everybody is doing everything they can to get this man captured and back behind prison walls. I don't think they even want to off this kid, this man. I think they just want to get him back where he belongs. So with that being said, I don't like the misrepresentation, but we know law enforcement is doing everything that they can. And at the end of the day, that's all we can expect. They don't have superhuman powers. They can only do literally everything that they're trained to do and execute it the best that they can do. And everything else is in God's hands. And that's how we have to look at this. There's enough blame to go around in this case from the jail, right? Jail being number one. Why did it take so many hours to get this information out? You know, we need to look at that. We know that this is not the first escape from this prison. What was the first escape? What remedies were put into place to make sure that this did not happen again? And why did it happen again? I think is number one. Let's be honest here. I'm not there right now. I plan on going. If this man is not captured by the 18th or 19th, I will be in Pennsylvania going live. That is it. If there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, if this man is behind bars, I will not need to have any reason to be in Pennsylvania. If this man is not behind bars, there will be a live stream from Bullhorn Betty in Pennsylvania until the minute that this man is caught. I'm going to be camping out there. If I've got to live in the car, we're living in the car, folks, right? We're living in the car. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. But we will be down there at Ground Zero. So let's just pray that Bullhorn Betty doesn't need to make her trip over to Pennsylvania, right? Let's just hope. You know, I feel like this is not really a case that's really that I cover. It's an escaped inmate. We don't really take too much escaped inmate type of cases on this channel. So it's not a case that I typically cover, but it's a serious case. A woman lost her life, and this man was just convicted of that. And now he is on the run. We can't have that. This man has escaped, has eluded law enforcement, has broke through a perimeter of law enforcement. He has stolen a van. They have recovered that van, and now he has a gun. That is scary for me. We're going to be running this case. We got to try to balance out because we still have to promote Layla, because we need bodies out there to help search for Layla. Layla has got to be found. We need to find her. My birthday present this year is to bring Layla home. That's what I want to do. I want to bring Layla home. That is the biggest birthday present I could ever ask for from anybody and everybody. We want boots on the grounds out there to help for Layla. So we got to balance that. We're still trying to understand and digest the Alec Murdaugh motion for new trial information. And then now we have this escaped convict, which, you know, I've been monitoring because he's an escaped convict. We are true crime people. And not only that, but the case in general is interesting to me. Okay, and this is why I do this, is because these cases intrigue me and are interesting to me. And if they intrigue me and are interesting to me, they would be interesting and intrigue other people, and why we have this channel. We also help people. We take the proceeds from this channel and give back to our communities abroad. So we've got a lot going on. And this is the reason why we stopped everything we were doing and started focusing on Cavalcante, is because we have a dangerous man that is escaped. He's going to get out of Pennsylvania if he's not caught. He's getting closer and closer. He's made some really good strategic moves. He was getting pinned in by law enforcement, and he got out from under them guys and managed to get 20 miles away from them. He gave himself enough breathing room to get ahead of them again. This is a very, I mean, even if he's not a book smart man, this is a very smart man, and they better not underestimate him, because I'm telling you, we're not underestimating from where we sit. Now, if they want to be pompous and they want to be arrogant and they want to keep having this attitude, it's not going to help them. Honesty is the best policy in a situation like this. And law enforcement, us as the public, aren't stupid, and we don't like being lied to. And when we know that there was strategic errors made, and you know what? We understand that there's reasons for those, right? We understand that there is good excuse as to why this man slipped through the perimeter. But just own it. That's all we expect as the public. Just own it. Don't sit there and get frustrated that we take notice to it. You know? Don't get frustrated about that. Just explain it. If it's out of your control, it's out of your control. We're also smart enough to understand that as well. We're not coming for you with pitchforks. We know you're doing everything you possibly can, but don't lie to us, because that's a good way for us to turn you off. Literally, not turn you off, click turn you off, turn you off and stop listening to what's coming out. We don't like being lied to, and because we are the way we are, when we lie to, now we have to question every single thing you said from this point forward. So I hope that he does not get his, you know, I saw him getting frustrated. You know, I know he's under immense pressure. I know he's doing everything he can, and his moves are going to be put under scrutiny by media, by social media, by everybody. So I already understand he's under a lot of stress, and I hope us as human beings can identify that this man is under stress right now, pointing fingers. Let's face it, this chief or sheriff or whoever he is didn't create this situation. He's trying to contain it. He's trying to get it under control, but he did not create this situation. He's doing the best he can. He doesn't need, I mean, we have a right to ask pointed questions to him, and he should just tone it down a little bit, because again, we understand it's out of his control too. We understand he's doing everything he can to put it back into his control, but we're knowledgeable about that. I just think he needs to tone it down a little bit. You can tell that he took some of the questions personal. And when you're working on a case, it's hard not to take this personal. We watched me with Summer Wells. You know, I took that case very personal. I still take that case very personal. But when we were investigating it and people wanted to argue with me about some stupid stuff, boy, I'd light their butts up, right? I was just, I wasn't with it no more, you know? We had people showing up, people trying to assault us just for trying to get, you know, find some information about this little girl to bring her home, you know? So it's crazy. So it's like, you know, I get his frustration. I get his, you know, the snippy and snappy, and, you know, when you're faced with all these angry faces and just, you know, just peddling you, questions. And trust me, this is a press conference and he's getting these questions here, but he's getting them all the time. And he's got people above him he still has to talk to. You think he's top brass. Well, you know what? He has politicians he has to answer to. Okay? The county commissioners, the Senate, you know, the congressmen in that area. So he's got a foot on his neck right now. Okay, guys? So I understand his frustration and everything like that, but I do. We have no choice but to trust him. So you know what we do here on the Bullhorn Betty channel? We pray. When we don't know what else to do, we pray. And you know what? I don't know what else to do. God moves mountains, baby. God moves mountains. So I hope everybody takes their time today. Prayers. Prayers. Let's get this SOB behind bars. Let's make sure none of our law enforcement and no more community members in that area are suffering. We want this to come to an end, and we want this to come to an end now, in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Because let's face it, I don't know what anybody can do at this point. We're at the mercy of law enforcement and a deranged lunatic. Now, I got my money on law enforcement. I got my money. The end game is him being caged or, something worse. I got my money on law enforcement on this one. I know they're going to get the job done. They will rise to this task. They will get it done. It won't be executed flawlessly. It hasn't been executed flawlessly, but we will get this situation under control, and we will get it under control in due time. I do believe that 100%. But at what cost? And that's what we need to pray for. That's what we need to pray for. We want to pray for this community. This community is going through hell. I don't know how to describe it other than that. When you're getting your door kicked in and getting ripped out of cars just for simply driving down the road, this community is living in pure hell. So we want the community members to be uplifted. We want law enforcement, more importantly, to be guarded and protected by God's love and strength and armor as they take this animal off our streets. And I don't want to hear people criticizing law enforcement. They are not perfect. The only thing I criticize right now is don't lie to us, because I don't like it. There's no need for it. We're understanding people. We are understanding people. We can handle the truth. But I do believe they're doing everything they can. So we'll monitor it. Like I said, we're going to be live. When information comes available, we're going to be hitting it. We're going to be live. I'm sorry we had some technical issues with the press conference. It wasn't our technical issues. It was there. We were monitoring Fox 29 as well as News Nation. They both went down at the same time, and both of them never came back up. So it tells me that whatever was going on, their systems were overloaded. They don't have the type of technology infrastructure that most of us are accustomed to. This is a more farm town, desolate area. Kind of the similar. I mean, they're a little better than, say, Rogersville, Tennessee, where Summer Wells went missing. But it's still kind of the same type of rural environment and connectivity issues, okay? So just, it is what it is. So we can get some, we can't. Anyways, we'll be back. I'll keep you guys posted today. I haven't even gotten the first video out on TikTok yet today. Hopefully, I've been downloading since last night at midnight, or this morning since midnight. So I have a funny feeling everything I've downloaded is probably old news by now. So let me see if I can put something together. So let me ask you guys on 1 to 2, are you guys liking the new videos that have been coming out? Are you liking the way I'm doing them? Because I've been really working hard. I mean, some of them I have some of my opinion in them, but for the most part, I've been trying to really remove on those little short videos. On my lives, you guys are going to get my opinion all day long. If you don't like it, oh well, not my problem, right? But on my videos, I'm trying to make sure that we're sticking more to the facts of the case, that you guys can get those little hits of factual information and everything like that. And I'm trying to put a little spin on it so they're actually, nice to watch. Nice to watch. Let me know if you guys like those. If you guys just like it just being, not so pretty and just like the information, let me know. I'll start changing it up. But I have been enjoying taking some time, away. It's been actually, those videos, they take me a while, but they've been pretty therapeutic, I don't know how to explain. I love being busy. I don't know what to tell you guys than that. I'm a workaholic. If there's like 1 minute that I'm not completely ingrained in something, I'm depressed. Like I feel like a fish out of water. I feel like I can't even think. If I'm not working, I don't think. The only time I think is when I work. So Don't call me weird. I hear you guys saying that. I can hear the whispers, okay? Stop it. That's rude. You guys shouldn't be talking behind my back in front of my face, okay? Oh, okay, guys. So I think we've had enough of Cavalcante for just a little bit. I'm pretty sure you guys will see me in due time. I'll be back here. I like how much more happy you seem recently. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's just there was a lot. I've been, there's been so much, and now that it's kind of interesting, and I think the videos have helped because before it's always work, it's reading. There was nothing breaking the monotony up of just research all day long. At least with these videos, it's kind of breaking it up. It's something new, and when something's presented that's new, then it's always fun when it's new, right? After the newness wears off, it's going to feel like work again. But but while we're in the new, while we're dating, while we're in the honeymoon phase of video editing, we're going to work it out, okay? So, all right, we'll be back. I'll keep you guys updated, and just be on the lookout for videos and lives. If it's something I can just throw a video out and get it out to you guys quick, lickety split, I'll do that. If it's something that needs a little more in-depth conversation and communication and question Q&As, I'll just pull up a live. So just be on the lookout. All right, guys, love you. God bless. Be safe. Be safe. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.